All right, guys, what's going on? This is the Iceman on the Iceman's Return YouTube channel. It's a Friday evening, and we got like an hour before SmackDown airs on Sci-Fi. But I'll tell you, I worked late last night. I didn't get out. I didn't get home till like about 11:15, 11:20 p.m. So I missed TNA Impact Wrestling. I watched it this afternoon, and I loved it. I totally loved it. Um, for the TNA wrestling fans out there, there's no way you could have disliked this show. I thought it was great. Um, after a Bound for Glory, which we're used to seeing such a great Bound for Glory for the most part, it was a little less, you know, as far as you know, it was okay, but I was disappointed, and I'm the first one to admit it. But TNA Impact last night was, I thought, I mean, I thought it was awesome. I mean, the show started off um, in the ring. There was all sorts of AJ stuff. And there were shirts, there was posters, I mean, there was all sorts of stuff. Dixie Carter comes out, and she wants to bring out the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion, and she said she wanted to basically mend fences. She wanted to move on and whatnot, and that she recognizes AJ as the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. AJ comes out, and he didn't really want to have no part of it. He still had that attitude he's had, and rightfully so, that he's had against Dixie Carter for what she's put him through and what she said about him in recent weeks. And the fans, of course, were, you know, they're really booing Dixie Carter. And I'll tell you, you can say what you want about Dixie Carter, but she is when she's in that ring and she speaks. I mean, she has the nicest way of being such a bitch. And but anyway, she wasn't so much a one really last night. And she, like I said, she tried to make amends to AJ Styles. He wanted no part of it. And then Aces and Eights music hit, and here comes out Bully Ray, and he got into the ring, and he pretty much was taunting AJ. And Dixie told AJ that he didn't have to have that world heavyweight title match tonight at Impact. And AJ said he doesn't back down from anything, and he's going to prove that he's deserving of the TNA World Heavyweight title. And then Bully went on to go after AJ. Dixie sort of got out of the ring. There was a little bit of a beatdown, and then all of a sudden, here you see out of the blue comes Mr. Anderson. Um, he looked like a face, no less. He came into the ring, and without us really noticing, AJ sort of slipped out, and Anderson and Bully Ray were beating down on each other. Um, and eventually, uh, it was just awesome. It was totally awesome. And Dixie come out basically and saying he was not part of the show. He should not have been there. Wanted security to take him out. It wasn't until after Mr. Anderson got over with the fans that he let security eventually handcuff him and he walked out. But that was a great opening segment. I loved every single minute of it. And then we saw Gail Kim and Brooke Tessmacher come out to go up against ODB and Velvet Sky. And of course, Gail Kim had her bodyguard, so to speak, Lady Tapa. Um, Not a bad segment, I guess. And of course, we all knew what was going to happen before it even happened. We knew Tapa was going to get involved. She again devastated Velvet Sky. And again, where's Chris Sabin when all this is happening? And the team of Gail Kim and Brooke Tessmacher got the win. So it was really nothing much there, but it was okay. Um, we also saw Kurt Angle come out and address his Bound for Glory decision not to accept the inductee into the Hall of Fame. Basically, he said he wants to prove that he's worthy of it, and he's going to start proving it now. And as he was going on through his speech, of course, Bobby Roode's music hit, the It Factor comes out. and they confront each other. And basically, Rude told Kurt Angle that he didn't accept the fact of going into the Hall of Fame because he knew he couldn't beat Bobby Roode. And Bobby Roode, remember 2 years ago, Bound for Glory, what had happened there, where Bobby Roode fell short. So a pretty good segment there. We're gonna see those two feud next week, so it's gonna be a pretty good match there. We also saw a segment too with Magnus backstage with Sting. I thought Magnus was gonna turn heel, and I was sort of surprised, but I'm sort of happy with what went on there. Magnus actually told Sting that he was sorry. He should have, you know, accepted the handshake right away and whatnot after he defeated Sting at Bound for Glory. Sting said everything was all good, so everything is good with that there. So I enjoyed that segment as well. And so far, TNA was great. Then we saw the Bromans come out, and they wanted to celebrate their tag team title win. And for me, those two guys just don't cut it as far as tag team champions. Yes, TNA is looking for somebody new and somebody fresh, and I guess that's probably their way of going. James Storm came out with Gunner. There was a situation there. And then we saw Bad Influence come out, Kazarian and Christopher Daniels. And then at the end, we saw Eric Young and Joseph Park come out. And then Park got cut open and all hell broke loose. And so it ended up being Storm, Gunner, Eric Young, and Park in the ring. And so it leads us to believe what we probably pretty much figured. There's probably going to be, a tag team title, with more than one tag teams involved in the upcoming near future. And that's fine with me because I don't think the Bromans are going to keep the titles for very long. And if they do, so be it. So far, I'm just liking the way TNA is going. I thought the show was, very, very good. And it just it's gone in a different direction, and and maybe that's why things happen the way they did at Bound for Glory. But anyway, like I said, I really did enjoy the show as far as it went, and then we ended up seeing AJ Styles and Bully Ray for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, and it wasn't a bad match. I mean, it was about 15 minutes or so long. It wasn't a bad match, and it was nowhere near like it was at Bound for Glory. There wasn't a lot of moves that were like dangerous type moves. I should say. Bully Ray did ended up pulling out the chain. Earl Hebner got hurt. AJ should have got the win earlier. But of course, good old Bully Ray and whatnot. But towards the end, Mr. Anderson did sneak back in. He sort of distracted Bully Ray, and eventually AJ Styles got the win. So after this match was over, Dixie Carter came out, and she called AJ back to the ring. She had a ironclad contract for AJ Styles. Basically, it was a very lucrative contract. AJ looked at it, and he agreed it was lucrative. But basically, there was no way he was going to sign this contract. And Dixie sort of pleaded with AJ, and AJ just wouldn't give in. He said this TNA World Heavyweight title is not Dixie's, it's his, and it's the fans. And he proceeded to leave the ring. He grabbed the keys to the car that Dixie had given him, even though that AJ, of course, said he was a truck man. And he started walking away, and Dixie Carter's pleading for him to come back. She realizes that she, was wrong with him throughout the last few weeks, and that he was TNA, and he is the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, but he just kept on going. He hopped into the car that Dixie had bought him, and he drove off, and the show ended. And what I just thought the whole show, from beginning to end, I mean, I loved it. And any TNA fan out there, you had to like it. There really wasn't much bad to say about the show. I mean, yes, I mean, if you're not fans of the bromans, I mean, you got something to say there. And then the Lady Tapa thing, but they're trying to build her up, and who knows where, where that's going to lead. She'll probably end up becoming the Knockouts champion at some point in time. But yeah, great show. I'm looking forward to next week. Unfortunately, again, I'm working very late next week, so I'll have to watch it again on Friday. But yeah, I just loved it, and I just love the direction they're going, and you know, just how it is. That's just how I feel. So I mean, hopefully everybody else agrees with me that watched the show. A lot of people are saying they didn't think it was right that AJ walks off, and they're sort of wondering what's gonna happen now that he took off with the belt. Are they gonna you know crown a new TNA World Heavyweight Champion? Is AJ coming back? It's left open right now. It remains to be seen, so we'll have to wait and see. So that's it, guys. This is the Iceman on this Friday night. Peace out, everybody. Have a great night. SmackDown tonight. Hell in a Cell on Sunday. Don't miss it. I know I'm not gonna. And we'll see you next time. Have a great night.